Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Uh, uh, Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm happy to present to you a topic of utmost significance, breaking barriers, women's scholarship and engagement in higher education leadership in Muslim societies. So this presentation delves into the challenges and opportunities that women face in pursuit of higher education leadership roles within Muslim societies. We will, explore in our in this short video or presentation. We will explore the challenges, the theoretical framework, research questions, relevant literature, discuss the methodology adopted for this study, and present findings and ultimately draw conclusions about this critical subject. In terms of the theoretical and research questions that this study took into consideration, we have, for theoretical question, how do cultural, societal, and religious factors influence women's participation in higher education leadership roles in Muslim societies? So the research questions for the study were, what are the key cultural and societal barriers that hinder women from entering uh, leadership positions in higher education within Muslim societies? How do religious interpretations and traditions impact women's education and leadership opportunities in these contexts? Are there any successful strategies or initiatives that have been implemented to promote women's participation in higher education leadership roles? And if so, what can we learn from them? And that led us into the literature review. So in the literature review, we looked at we have some key themes that shed light on the intricate relationship between cultural, societal, and religious factors when looking at the issue of women participation in higher education leadership within a Muslim society. In terms of the historical context, one of the works that was consulted is Ballo and Akbarzadeh in 2017. They talk about early Islamic history, witnessing the establishment of educational institutions known as madrasa, where women had access to education alongside men. Then in June 2006, also talk about Muslim majority countries limited due to various factors, including colonialism, patriarchal interpretation of Islamic teachings and things like that. Then on cultural norms and societal expectation, we have Al-Subaihi and Jones 2017 and Semir 2016. They talk about, cultural norms and societal expectations playing a significant role in shaping women's, participation in higher education leadership within Muslim societies. And, these norms often reinforce traditional gender roles, with women being expected to prioritize familial responsibilities over career ambitions. So cultural attitudes towards women's education, vary widely across Muslim majority countries, and that has led to divergent outcomes for women leadership in higher education. Then we have religious interpretation. Here we have Lasin et al. 2013. We also have Mahmoud 2005. So in these two works, we see how religious interpretation within Islam hold a pivotal place in influencing women's participation in leadership role in higher education. We see the Quranic principle of gender equality being interpreted differently by scholars and religious authorities, leading to varying degrees of inclusivity in the educational leadership role. Some interpretations also support women's active involvement in academia, while others restrict their participation based on conservative reading of Islamic texts. So the case studies were also looked at. We have the Qatar Foundation establishing programs that intend to empower and support women in academia. We have initiatives like Women in Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics program in Saudi Arabia, that aim to increase women presence in leadership position in higher education. If we check Selami, Arar, and Sawahil 2002, they discuss about this. So we notice that these are in terms of methodology that was used for this research. The research adopts a mixed method approach, which is combines qualitative and quantitative research, and the approach is chosen for the ability to provide comprehensive understanding of the subject matter. The study conducted qualitative interviews as one of the primary data collection, and interviews were semi-structured with various stakeholders, women leaders, educators, policymakers within the Muslim society. So the data, when analyzed using thematic analysis, researchers, the research was coded and categorized based on the interview responses to uncover the common themes related to the barriers and opportunities for women in higher education leadership. So, these were some of the methodologies that was adopted for the study, and the findings of the study. One of it is that cultural norms, often limits women's aspiration for leadership roles in higher education. Religious interpretation vary, but many women face barriers stemming from conservative interpretations. Initiatives that provide mentorship, leadership training, and support networks have been successful in promoting women's engagement in leadership positions. Also, regional variation exists, because some Muslim societies they are making greater strides in women's leadership in higher education than others. We have example from the programs to empower women academically and professionally. We have the Saudi Arabia Vision 2030 that aims to increase women's participation in the workforce and leadership position, including in higher education institutions. In Turkey, for instance, we have the Women Rectors Platform, It was established to, promote female leadership in academia and helping women take on leadership roles in universities across the country. So these are some of the examples of variations that exist. And we can see that some countries are making greater strides in women leadership in higher education than others. So that led to the conclusion. And for us, I believe that the key takeaways from this study's presentation is the need to acknowledge and address cultural norms is crucial in promoting women's leadership in higher education. And there is need to engage with religious interpretations constructively, and that can open doors for women. Initiatives also that provide uh, mentorship and support networks can be transformative context. And also context matters, and solutions must be tailored to specific regions and society. So I encourage all stakeholders, including educators, policy makers, civil societies, to consider these findings in their efforts to promote women's scholarship and engagement in higher education leadership within Muslim society. Together, we can, break the barriers that hinder progress and create a more inclusive, equitable future. Thank you for your attention. I thank you for the opportunity.